What is your endocannabinoid system and how can it help you to feel better? If these are questions that you wonder, I'm glad that you joined us this evening on Nature's Mysteries Medicine Show. I'm actually here in the woods in New Hampshire and we are digging for smoky quartz and amazonite. And so I'm just coming to you from the woods in New Hampshire on Moat Mountain. So welcome tonight. Thank you for joining us. I'm Michele Wildflower, the founder and formulator for Nature's Mysteries Apothecary and the Director of Education for Nature's Mysteries Academy of Holistic Health. And this whole month of August, we're going to be discussing cannabis medicine. Last week, we talked about cannabinoids and the differences between acidic and neutral cannabinoids. And this week, we're going to be talking about, like I said, your endocannabinoid system. So let's get started. First of all, it's just like, any other system in your body where we have CB1 and CB2 receptors all throughout our bodies, and they regulate just about every physiological function that we have. It is raining a little bit. If you hear that, that's what you hear. And so it's responsible for maintaining balance or homeostasis, which is like balance on all levels from temperature, glucose, appetite. If you have too much of one hormone, it'll decrease it. Not enough of one, it will increase it. And basically, CBD is the only substance on the planet that we know of that we have these receptors for, or cannabis, any kind of cannabis medicine, that it's the cannabinoid. So our bodies produce endocannabinoids, and the cannabis and hemp plants produce phytocannabinoids. And those cannabinoids work interchangeably within our endocannabinoid system. Our bodies actually, like I said, produce our own cannabinoids, but we use them up because of stress in our environment. So if we're going through an extremely stressful time, we might need more drops or topical application, however it is that you're using it. And if you got up to a higher dose in a short amount of time, there'd be nothing wrong with that. And then you could just back off when the stress in your life calmed down a little bit. And that's the beauty of CBD and basically CBD, because THC, those effects can be kind of felt differently. So for this one discussion right this second, I'm talking about CBD and how the beauty of it is that you can play with it and not really have any kind of effects that you're not looking for, because there is no psychoactive component. And it's not, sometimes when people tell me that their pet actually needs CBD, or their husband, and he's actually much bigger than they are, and so they think that they should have a different dose, that's actually not true, because what really depends on is the level of endocannabinoid deficiency that your body is experiencing, not the size you are, the weight you are. It's basically having to do with that level of deficiency. And there's so many conditions that they have found that are symptoms of an endocannabinoid deficiency, such as migraines, PMS symptoms, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, Huntington's disease, IBS. All of those and a myriad more are all symptoms of an endocannabinoid deficiency. So what we recommend, our product has CBDA. It hasn't been heated, which means it retains the CBDA cannabinoid. And like we discussed last week, CBDA is actually 1,000 times more absorbable by the body than CBD. So you would need to take 1,000 times more of another company's that wasn't raw, besides ours, in order to achieve the same results. And for our drops, which are taken orally or sublingually under the tongue, what we recommend is 2 drops in the morning, 2 drops in the evening, not dropper fulls, this is just drops now. And if after 3 days you feel like you're not achieving the desired results, then you could adjust it by adding 2 more drops in the morning and in the evening, one or the other, vice versa. But you can't OD on it, it's non-toxic, there's no side effects. So we recommend that you do the 3 days to establish a baseline, and then you can kind of dose from there. And by utilizing and activating these CB1 and CB2 receptors, we can actually bring our bodies back into balance. So there's so much more to it in the way that how it helps our bodies to deal with stress, anxiety, insomnia, pain. Cannabis is actually an adaptogen plant, which means that it helps our bodies deal with stress in whatever way that means. If that means that you need more energy, your body will give you more energy, it will be provided. If it means that you need to calm down a little bit and take things down a notch, then your body will help to do that. So that's the beauty of adaptogen herbs, is that you can take them and you don't have to know what you really need in the moment. They will just bring your body back into balance because they do know. So CBD or cannabis is an adaptogen herb which has that ability. And like I said before, our bodies produce cannabinoids. We use them up because of stress in our environment and other lifestyle choices, such as, like if you were forcing yourself to exercise. If you were enjoying exercising, then you would be producing cannabinoids on your own that are actually beneficial for you, similar to when you take drops, CBD drops. But if you're making yourself exercise and the whole time you're hating it, then you're actually decreasing your cannabinoid production. Drinking alcohol actually decreases your cannabinoids. So if you know that you were drinking alcohol, or that you were going to be drinking alcohol that night or something like that, then the next morning maybe you just want to increase your dose of your CBD drops to make up for the cannabinoid loss that you might have experienced from the decrease of alcohol consumption from the night before. And there's so much more to it. In my book, Discover the Essence of Plant Medicine, the 5 Principles of Life-Saving Herbs, we go into detail about your endocannabinoid system and the conditions that can be relieved by utilizing cannabinoid medicine. There's actually over 250 different conditions they found that cannabinoids treat. And most of that research was only done on THC and CBD, which are 2 of the, major cannabinoids that have been researched. But there's actually 120 different cannabinoids found in the hemp plant, like we discussed last week. So imagine all the properties that they'll find from all of them once the research is done. And like I said, if you're interested in finding more, you can go to naturesmysteries.com and get my book, Discover the Essence of Plant Medicine, the 5 Principles of Life-Saving Herbs, Cannabis edition. I was actually contracted to write the book for the University of Natural Health as an herbal course for them. But they didn't want me to put anything in there about the cannabis plant. So I wrote 2 books. And the one that has all the information about CBD and THC and some of the other cannabinoids, how they work in your body, information about your endocannabinoid system, how to grow the cannabis plant, along with 32 other herbs, is in the cannabis edition. And if you'd like to step it up a notch further, our Holistic Health Practitioner program begins September 12th. It's a 12-week program. We meet virtually on Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. And then there's also 2 discussion posts a week in a Facebook group. And in 12 weeks, you could apply to the American Association of Drugless Practitioners, which is who we are accredited by. And you could apply to become a board-certified holistic health practitioner. How awesome could that be for your business? What a game changer, right? To have that certification to show others that you actually know what you're talking about and you're not someone who's just interested in plants and has a lot of good info that you could provide, To have that credential is really speaks for your knowledge. So if that's something that you're interested in, we have payment plan options. There's partial scholarships available. And you can go, like I said, to naturesmysteries.com and find out more information on that at Nature's Mysteries Academy. And that session will be beginning on September 12th, like I said. And we'd love to have you join us. So if that's something that you feel called to do, you enjoy helping others, and you are interested in herbal medicine, how to grow it, store it, grow it, harvest it, store it, prepare it, and apply it, then it's a course that I think that you will definitely enjoy. All of the students who have taken the course already have given us great feedback, and you can see those reviews and testimonials on our Facebook page at Nature's Mysteries Academy of Holistic Health, or Nature's Mysteries CBD on Instagram. We have a couple different accounts, Nature's Mysteries Academy or Nature's Mysteries CBD, which is for the apothecary. And if you would like to have, all of the enjoyment of helping others feel better that we have, you can go to our live video testimonials on our YouTube channel. We're at about 100 now. And it just feels wonderful to help people feel better, especially when they've been suffering for so long. So if that's something that calls to you, that you feel interested in, like I said, we'd love to have you join us. And we'll look forward to seeing you next week when we'll be learning more about cannabis medicine. Thank you for joining us today. Share this episode with a friend that you know that might be interested in learning about their endocannabinoid system, or who might be interested in taking the Holistic Health Practitioner Program and becoming board certified in holistic health. Thank you so much for joining us. Take care. Discover the essence of cannabis medicine all this month.